Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene from the Living World of Darkness. As we follow up on 10 Points No Good, Very Bad Day, we will set the scene actually at the Seeker's cabin on the porch, where 10 Point has taken Hamid, if only so that Aiden could get her out of the warehouse and carry her back to the Sept. Well, carry to the car and then from the car back onto the Sept, technically. But it's been something of a piteous display as the Ragabash carries his Omega back to their cabin. She's been coated in her own blood, some manner of black, slick, oily nonsense. And for a while there, she was a little on the sticky side, but thankfully that gift only lasts so long. So it seems to have worn itself off, run its course. But all the same, she has been burrowed into his chest as he carries her back to the cabin, sets about gathering the kin, getting things together, getting her cleaned up. And all the while, she has been practically curled into him as he's taking care to bathe the injuries. Her antlers have been torn off, and there are essentially open sores at the anchors that they grow from that are still kind of just sluggishly bleeding. And perhaps more remarkably, and getting more attention, is the fact that there is a gross discoloration on her, on the side of her abdomen, or actually, I guess, a bit to the back. That's where you go for the kidneys. So, yeah, there's just a hideous bruise that, while it is slowly knitting, is still lingering far more than it should, all things considered. And so that will be the setting, such as it is.
Living White of the Children of Gaia and the Children of Spirit World has, over the pack link, heard some things that was happening. He's been out in the city tending to his kin. He heard the rage and anger coming from his fellow packmates over the pack link. He made his way back to Sept as soon as possible. He literally called him the guy running through New York. Yeah, he gets on Sept, huffing and panting, and he makes his way quickly to his sister Tapisha, who is waiting for the truth catcher, and they have a brief conversation. And Will leaves her and heads to the Children of the Spirit Wilds, and before he even gets there, he is going to spend one of his nooses to activate the gift of mercy, just in case, as he is expecting a fairly hostile reception. He won't even come on the porch. He'll basically knock at one of the pillars that, he'll knock on a piece of wood nearby.
Yeah, probably when he gets there, you actually see Aiden out in the porch cleaning 10 Point, basically looking very worried.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, he's just basically there cleaning or being very thorough, even putting gentle towels on the places where our antlers were ripped off. So he'll look over and there'll be a look of surprise on his face.
Can I come in?
Come on the porch, aye. Careful though, she's, as he's kind of trying to maneuver 10 Point while not moving her too much, basically.
But he's not a cruel person. You can see he winks when you see the wounds. And he'll actually rummage in his back pocket and he'll produce a breath of Gaia's breath.
He will turn and look at 10 Point. Do you want to accept it?
And 10 Point proves to be a little more quiet than normal, perhaps. And while the damage remaining is perhaps less than the guy's breath would heal, she's not going to turn aside the gesture. And she'll glance to the extended thing and give a light nod up to Aiden.
Miss the last sentence.
Yeah, and Aiden will just go do your thing, and we'll just gently begin washing more towels, basically. and we'll, let 10 point be healed.
One ball should come shortly. I'm getting a little lag. I'm sometimes missing what you guys are saying as well. So.
Oh yeah, he's just letting you. Yeah, 10 points said go ahead, so he's letting you heal her basically. If you want to use the guy's breath.
One of you guys roll me 3d10. Okay, let me try. I'm trying.
Yeah. No, just get to. What one are we in?
Yeah, it's all right. Both of the rolls have now happened and both are successful. So yeah.
Oh no.
Yep, both were successes. But yeah, the remaining damage for the most part fades with the activation of the Gaia's breath, though. There's still kind of a discoloration on the back of her abdomen. It's not like a fresh blooming bruise. It's not that colorful, but there's still just kind of a splotched area where it just doesn't really go back to a healthy color.
Will recognizes a battle star that he has. He has received, I think, 4 himself, although he kept 2. Yes, it is probably too late to heal any lasting damage in that sense. He should tell me what happened. She's gone to the truth station.
Look over, he just gently kind of flops one of the hot tails on her antlers, just gently kind of just rubbing it and look over. She nearly killed her one.
Sorry, did you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you very well, but apparently he did.
Yeah, I heard you. He'll just very calmly say, gone to true pleasure, she nearly killed her, and he'll pause. She doesn't need to go to him.
Are you able to hear us okay, man?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Right. This might be a problem. Yeah, Will basically, yeah, he says to 10 point, he just says to Pisha, tell me what happened. She's gone to the truth catcher.
Aiden said back, she doesn't need to do that.
Will has a look of surprise.
She nearly killed her, yes. And he'll nod, like you see. Actually, for Will, Aiden looks completely exhausted looking.
Yeah, for the other way, Will looks pretty upbeat and pretty good today. He's actually better than he did yesterday. He seems energized. In fact, there's a distinct feeling of kind of like
She doesn't need to go to the Drew Catcher. She should just come here herself and explain. If you heard that. He basically, I don't know if you heard it, but Aiden said she just needs to come here and explain.
There is no truth to be caught, Raya. It was very cut and dry.
I think we lost Robbie, did we?
I was gonna say, I feel like he's having as much trouble hearing us as I'm having hearing him.
Oh no.
What was that, Robbie?
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you hear our answers?
Yeah, Will basically said you lost hope and so.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that one at all. Or I couldn't make that one out at all. What'd you say, Robbie?
Are you guys getting me at all?
You kind of come in, but then you kind of vanish for a bit, basically.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm
we're
doing the same.
missing, like we'll hear some of it, and then I feel like there's
Mhm.
parts where we're just missing like the entire sentence or something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, you can hear me now. Will basically says that he looks surprised when he says this, and 10 points says there's no need to go with truth catcher. Yeah, he basically says she made a mistake, and that nearly cost you your life.
It did. But bringing the truth catcher, we know, will make it worse. This is a matter for Tepisa to come and talk about. The ripple effect from that will mean much more to us than dragging a truth catcher in and having this situation explode.
Well, Nods, what do you want from her?
Just to explain, I'm not interested in fighting.
I can tell her that.
He'll look over at 10 Point.
Hmm?
He's basically like, does that you agree with that? You know, because Aiden just looks so fucking tired.
Yeah, she'll give a very weary nod. At this point, like the pair are so worn out that uncharacteristically, like they're laying there, Aiden's tending to her wound. She's essentially got her head in his lap, and neither one seems to have any problem with this. So
What about your beta and alpha? They might want blood in return.
Banshee won't want blood. Balian will understand. We're not interested in fighting. Right now, one of our pack just suffered a near death. Right now, we're trying to heal.
Yeah, we'll just kind of nod. Looks like he, yeah. Looks like. Pac-Mane's a Wendigo. Or I don't know how they'll act, but I'll tell Tapisha what you said.
A nod, and I'm a Fianna. I'm sure she did not take kindly to me when I first saw it happen.
Yeah, well, basically, it looks like he's gonna, yeah, business is done, and I'll just say, I know we've had issues in the past, but we're on the same side, and nobody wanted this to happen.
A nod. We appreciate that.
and 10 Point seems perhaps to be barely there, but she's nonetheless wearing a weak smile at that.
Yeah. And I just nod wearily, looking like he's half about to KO himself.
Will then final look, and he will leave you. You wish to intrude any further.
Aiden will just be. Will hear him humming softly in Gaelic, but as he's basically cleaning 10 Point very, very thoroughly. He seems quite fatherly.
We'll take note of that, and yeah, he does know that Aiden has kind of mixed feelings about the whole Memphis thing, and yeah, he'll leave you.
Yeah, Aiden will go continually taking care of his beta, even letting her sleep inside for the evening.
Omega.
Omega, whatever. Omega beta.
Yep.
He'll let her sleep inside for the evening, carrying her in.
Yes. Well, with that stunning example of civility, say thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. See you next time on the Living World of Darkness, Ridge Cross, New York.